from the dung heap, everybody. These are my friends. A lot of them.
friends.
There he is. Hi, sweetie.
Hello. Good morning, everybody.
And we're live.
Hello. SPTV. Hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Hi. So good to see you all. People are commenting on the title. Yes, we are going to talk about identity crises, and yeah, I personally have had one. Not, I don't think I'm having one right now, but I'd like to talk about some aspects of it because I think that it might be helpful, and maybe a little mini one at times. I guess there's times when I just need to evaluate who I am, what I believe in, where I've come from, what I've come from, and who I want to identify myself with, associate with. And there's various levels of that. So I'll get into it, but I just want to give everybody some time to get in here. I can't even talk today. I'm a little running behind. I'm really late today. And yeah, so here I am. Here we are. Here we are. I wasn't even sure I was going to go live, but I was like, well, I had some things kind of, germinating in my thoughts, and I had a nice talk with my youngest, my baby, Carter, last night, and he's very philosophical. He always has been. He was the first, and I'm not sure if only, but first like atheist in the house. So, and he really thought it out. He really thought it through. I don't think I am an atheist, but yeah, I really get a lot from listening and talking to him. So I want to present some things. I've got some things to read to you real quick, and of course I always want to get your input as always. So who we got here? Mike Jesus, great to see you. Georgie, thank you for being here, and he's in the back starting questions. So if you have a question, you want Georgie to start it, please write comment or question in all caps so he can see it. Indigo Insights, hi there. James Steele, good to see you. Who else we got? People just coming in. Irish Smart, pause for Andrea. Hi, sweetie, good to see you. Scientology Up North, hey, Miriam, glad you're here. I see somebody saying hi to Kelly Copter. How did I miss her? Well, anyways, Kelly, I love you. I'm glad you're here. Hey, Nora. Good Saturday morning. Yes. Saturday morning. Here we are. Eric Rader. Hey there. Terry Morgan. We got some new names, I think, and older names. Atkins in Texas. Granny G, maker of the dung heap, back and behind me. It's looking a little dark. I need to shine a brighter light on it again. I did have one, but with these new curtains and the backlit, situation, it's so hard. The lighting's been difficult, but here we are. Here we are. Jackie Unfiltered ASMR. Hey there. Survived the Kool-Aid. Yeah, I can definitely relate to that. 100%. Tina McBride. Hey there. Good to see you. All right. Am I caught up? Oh, awesome. Okay. So, identity crisis. I've talked about this before. When I was in the cult, my my identity, my personality, my sense of self was all suppressed, oppressed, compressed, depressed, all of it, right? I became somebody that I didn't recognize that I really wasn't. I thought that I was, according to that doctrine, emptying myself and filling it with Jesus. Well, I was just emptying myself and filling it with um, the expectations of the cult. You know, so I, you know, often I will kind of take a step back and be like, hey, what, kind of do some self-reflection. And I took most of the week off. I only streamed on Monday and Friday. And then today I just want to, like I always do, just be real, just answer questions, interact with you. Tomorrow I'll have somebody on. Actually, it's Mark Turi, and we're going to be doing a deep dive into the origins of many different religions and how they cross over, and the origin stories and some of the tales and the stories and things like that that have passed on. Have been picked up by other religions. So it's very interesting when you even see with Scientology how LRH borrowed things from other schools of thought, philosophies, religions, you name it, and claim them as his own. Hey, Aaron, happy Saturday. Glad everybody's here. I welcome everybody, and I'm glad that we're all here. We can all kind of come together on a Saturday morning, have our coffee. I finished mine, but I got my water. And yeah, I just want to hang out with you all and just pour out my heart and where I'm coming from, and it's okay if people don't like me, don't agree with me, think that I'm, I don't know, crazy, think that I'm a robot, flying monkey, whatever. No, this is me. This is me. I'm here. And I've already had my identity crisis and maybe even a little mini one today, but I want to just put out some concepts to you and see what you think about these. And these are things that have all really helped me find myself and make decisions. Because I tell you, when I came out of the cult, I didn't even know what my favorite color was. I couldn't have any preferences. I didn't know what I liked, what I didn't like, um, who I wanted to, hang out with, what I wanted to do. I didn't know, when someone asked I was so afraid of people asking my favorite food. I was so afraid of, like, I can't do things like trivia games. The idea of game night scares the crap out of me because I don't know anything. I have like not a lot of worldly knowledge, but I'm really trying to learn at a fast pace how the world works, and I think it's really stood me in good stead. Is that what they say? To try to keep up with learning about the world and about people. And so I was running this all across Duncan this morning, and he's up at the A-frame working away, but he said something to me that he said in the past, and it really makes a lot of sense. At the time that he said it the first time, I was like, yeah, I guess that makes sense, but it's really making sense now. And he said to me, he read somewhere that, and this is very simplistic, but take it for what it's worth, that you are a compilation. You become a compilation of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. And I think that also could apply to social media. I think that if you, and I want to give you an example of this. If you find yourself listening to a certain type of social media, and it's just getting rolled into your head, and you're not open to other schools of thought, you can become somebody that you're really not. You can become somebody that you don't like, that you don't want to be. And an example of this, it was really fascinating. I watched this documentary, not to get into politics. I don't like politics, actually. And I, consider myself very middle ground, middle of the road. But I was watching this. I love documentaries, so I was watching this documentary, and it's called something like "My Father Was Brainwashed" or something. And it's this woman. I don't agree with all her politics, but she said that her father was all of his life was a certain way, very, very kind, jovial person, very nice, loved animals, was very caring, was a great dad, was a fun dad. And then when he was like in his maybe 50s, 60s, he started listening to a certain person on the radio, a very loud, aggressive, shock jock. Is that what they call it? Shock jock. Yeah, I think so. And she said his personality started to change. And all of a sudden, he was angry all the time. Did you get my me? Oh, no, I don't think I checked my email. I'm sorry. I was straight out last night. I wasn't home and I I woke up late, but I will if you're talking about me, I will check my email. Thanks. Yeah, so he changed his personality changed. He started to become very angry and aggressive and like mean to animals and all that. And it really struck me. It was like, wow. And his wife and his daughter were very patient with him, and they were trying to kind of like very like gently put other things in his path that he could maybe think about. So uh at one point, I think like his radio or something happened where he couldn't listen so much anymore. And he started to become his former self. And hey, listen, if his self person is an angry aggressor, that's whatever. That's none of my business. But yeah, I guess my message today will be true to yourself. Do whatever feels right for you, you know? Um Okay. They say you are what you eat. That's true. I mean, yeah, I can tell that by looking at me. Oh, thanks, Kelly. Yeah, it was awesome. It was just so great. It was the full band and they rocked it out. They really did amazing. I have some little clips of it. It does my heart good. And when I, in real life person, go and do in real life things, it's wonderful. It really grounds me and it makes me able to come out here because guys, I had a rough day yesterday. I was really having a hard time because I care about this community. I care about all of you. I don't want to be seen as somebody who's just like blindly following anybody. I'm Marilyn Honig, Coffee Cults and Crafts. That's me. And I yeah, I'll just keep going. And for whatever it's worth, I'll present this, and I really want to hear from you. So something my little baby boy, who is 22, he'll be 23 in December. He's very philosophical, like I said, and he said to me last night, he's like, "Mom," he's like, "Have you ever heard of?" And I can't remember the ship of Theseus. I'm like, "No." And he's like, "You should read about it. It's really interesting. It's about identity." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll read about it." So I looked it up and I don't have a full presentation about this. I'm just going to read like the first paragraph, just tell my thoughts. I was reading it last night really late, and it goes into a lot of philosophical studies and different things, but look it up. It's the Ship of Theseus, and I'll put it on the screen here. Just Wikipedia. There it is. Let me switch over. Okay. It says the Ship of Theseus. The Ship of Theseus, also known as Theseus's paradox, is a paradox and a common thought experiment about whether an object is the same object after having all its original components replaced over time, typically one after the previous. In Greek mythology, Theseus, the mythical king of the city of Athens, rescued the children of Athens from King Minos after slaying the Minotaur, and then escaped. I don't remember any of this. I know Apollo in Athens escaped onto a ship going to Delos. Each year, the Athenians would commemorate this by taking the ship on a pilgrimage to Delos to honor Apollo. A question was raised by ancient philosophers. After several hundreds of years of maintenance, if each individual piece of the ship of Theseus were replaced one after the other, was it still the same ship? In contemporary philosophy, this thought experiment has applications to the philosophical study of identity over time. It has inspired a variety of proposed solutions and concepts in contemporary philosophy of mind and concerned with the persistence of personal identity. So as I read on, you can read it for yourself. There's so many really interesting facets to it. And yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about it because and on the one hand, I remember being in the cult, and over time, the person that I was eroded away, and I had to get that back, and I had to find what my values were and what my real personality was, what my likes and dislikes were, and I have no judgment for anyone as far as what their personal preferences are. I'm not telling anybody what to watch, what to do, what to say, who to be friends with, who to talk to, any of that. But at the same time, um, whatever attitude you sit in is kind of how you're probably going to think if you don't already. So I wanted to read you a poem. I've read it before on months ago on this stream, but it's my favorite poem. And instead of going to scriptures like I used to, I go to things like poetry and talk to friends like Kelly Copter and others, and yeah, and my little baby boy Carter, and talk about things and bounce them off of them because I trust them, and I want to be myself. I want to be consistent. So here I am, and I'm gonna read this poem to you. Let me switch it over. I'm sure you've heard it maybe a million times, but let me just get some water. Let's do a Zeno Marlene. Why don't we? Let's get. Oh, I'm on banners. Sorry. Get that little overlay that Kelly made me. I never get tired of it. Zeno Marlene, everybody partake. Tasty, I'm good. Okay. Thanks, Georgie, for starring comments. Appreciate that so much. Okay, here we go. I'm not a great reader, so just bear with me, please. Okay. This is If by Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken and stoop and build them up with worn out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss and lose and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn along long after they are gone, and so hold when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose your common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son, or woman, or anybody, or a whole person. This really speaks to me, and I often come back to it because if I had a creed that I live by, um, I think this would be definitely one of them, you know? So, yeah, that was my 20 minutes worth of 2 cents worth. And yeah, I'm just going to read your comments because I think it speaks for itself. And if you want to go through it, if any of it applies to you, yeah, just take it in. Take it in. Okay. Hi, Keela. Good to see you, honey. Glad you're here. Asen, hey there, honey. Seldom will an atheist say they are one without thinking deeply and deciding consciously why they are an atheist. Yeah, I can definitely say that for my baby, for Carter. Kathy, no hate in this chat. Yes, please, please. I think we've seen enough. I really want this to be a safe space. And if anybody wants to call it a fucking an echo chamber, I don't care. You want to call me, a gatekeeper, a Pollyanna? Yeah, I am in my own chat because people come back here because they feel safe. They feel like they can be themselves. And sorry, I'm trying not to be spicy today at all, but I had a really hard day yesterday, and I'm just staying in my own little chat here in my lane because I can't. So yeah. And being true to myself and being true to my own identity and what I believe in. So yeah. Thank you for saying that though. No hate in my chat. No. Justice. Let's spread some love today, everybody. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And I'll be honest, guys. I have criticized people that are always like, "Oh, be kind. It's free. Be kind. It's free." After completely trashing somebody and being terrible, and so I can say, "Oh, let's all love each other." Yeah. Sometimes I don't feel very loving. Sometimes you know, I speak my mind and I, take no prisoners and I make no apologies for it. But at the same time, I can't stay in that frame of mind. I want to deal with things and move on. And my kids know that about me. It's like, all right, what the hell's going on? All right, okay. You good? You good? All right, let's move on. Let's go on. So I try to do that. I don't want to wallow um in negativity. It's icky. I just can't do it. But at the same time, I'm not going to ignore real issues. So I feel like that's part of me. That's part of my identity. That is me. It's not something that is that I've made up, that I've contrived. It's part of me that I like to be, I guess what Kelly Copter calls me, a glue person. I want everybody to be okay. I don't want people fighting that I love and care about. It sucks. It really sucks. Yeah. I'll just read your comments. Indigo, question. How do you stay neutral and supportive when people want you to choose sides? I've struggled with this in my online and offline life. And that's a fantastic question. And that's exactly what I'm dealing with is I can separate the person from their behavior as far as how I feel about them. I can separate what's going on with the movement, the movement anti-Scientology, with the, what they call infighting, whatever interpersonal stuff going on. I still can say, okay, I believe in this. I believe in this person. I believe in this movement. I believe in this foundation. I believe it can work and it can help people, and it has helped people. Even the Aftermath Foundation, I believe it's helped people. I know it has, and it can still help people. Do I agree with everything they do? No. And I guess the answer to your question is you don't have to take definitive sides because it's not black and white. We're not in a cult, right? And I've seen comments, and mostly commenters in the video afterwards or in the chat saying this one's pure evil, that one's pure evil, pure evil. Listen to those words. Listen to those words. If you're going around thinking and believing that this one and that one is pure evil, um, I think you've already lost the battle in your mind, because how can you think objectively if you think someone is all bad and this one's all good? There's no such thing. There's no such thing. It's Aaron's birthday. Which Aaron? Because I think Aaron's birthday, Aaron Smith Levin's birthday was last week, wasn't it? Or am I? Because his Facebook said it was last week. Well, whoever whoever Aaron is, happy birthday. You say it's your birthday. Because I don't like the happy birthday song, so I like the Beatles version. So happy birthday. Okay. My Sharona. My Sharona. Good to see you. It's always a good idea to reflect on your identity. Sometimes outside things can certainly push you outside of who you truly are, or more importantly, want to be. Getting back to you is work. Yeah. Yeah. And I decided my favorite color is purple. And if I want to change it, I can, And sometimes that's all I know, you know. The whole name, rank, and serial number thing. It's like, yeah, all I know is my name, and I like purple. And sometimes that's enough. One sec, guys. I need some more water. A force of delightful nature. I can see that people who have been in a high control group feel so much pressure to assimilate after getting out. Natural, but so much pressure, so much empathy. Yeah, it takes time. It really does. And who are we to know, to say what's normal or what's, the real world? But there are some things that I've learned that have really helped me. And it's funny, I go to things like, what's that called? Like Indeed, the job site, and Harvard Business School website, and things like that, because those are things that have helped me. Like the articles I have really helped me to see, okay, what do other successful people act like and fill their mind with, and behave like. And I think that's, it's really been helpful for me. And it's a process. It's a process that's ongoing, probably for the rest of your life, the rest of my life at least. I've never said I've arrived, and I don't think I ever will. So, Indigo, we are a compilation of the people around us. A good message to think about from today. Yeah, I think that's true. That's true. Comment, I like your son. I bet he talks with I bet talks with him are amazingly deep. They really are. He actually stayed over last night after the gig because we had his dog and he had to work. So in the morning, he had to work today. He's got a new job, still in the cannabis industry. His other job was just, well, that the dispensaries, they kind of come and go a lot. So he moved to another one, but he knows his stuff. He's really he's a deep thinker, super, super smart. Just a good egg. In spite of his mom. Lottie's Lore. Comment, Marilyn, I love your channel. I always come away feeling that I've learned something. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I feel like we're all learning together. We're all learning as we go along, and I learned from all of you as well. So, Indigo, I've met so many decent people in this community. I'm so thankful for the support and lovely people I've met here. I agree. Absolutely agree. James Steele, what do you call an Englishman at a urinal? A European. Right then. I like it. That's a pretty good dad joke for the morning. Yeah, Stasia, she saw your dad joke and she went up to you here. What do you call the Scandinavian leaving the urinal? Finish. That's right. It really helps to just laugh sometimes, joke around a little bit. I love it. I love it. Force of delightful nature, be true to yourself is so powerful and can be challenging at times. That's why it's important. Being true to yourself. Yeah. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, what do you got to live with? You, you know? Because I always say, everywhere you go, there you are. There you are. So, okay, I don't know how to say how to pronounce these things, but Indigo, the story of Minotaur, is that it? Is the story of Minotaur is also related to today's talk. Minos thought his son would kill him as a prophecy foretold, so he put him at the center of the maze with a Minotaur helm on. Then he then became Minos' attack hound as a fascinating concept. How many stories in mythology describe people trying to avoid prophecies? That is really interesting. I'll have to look that up in the interpretation of that. Wow, thank you. Because in Texas, the first poem I ever memorized was a Rudyard Kipling one. It's awesome. Oh, speaking of poems, James Steele. I don't remember until I see your name every morning, but I gotta do your poem tomorrow. If you can send me another email, remind me. I'll print it out, put it right here on my desk so I can't forget it. I'm sorry. Oh wait, tomorrow I have Mark. So next time I do a solo. Oh. Happy birthday, Aaron. For one, I am very glad you were born. If you weren't, we wouldn't have had anyone to blame. That is true. That is true. So please hit the like button if it's all Aaron's fault. I'd appreciate that. Kathy, I've always loved that poem. Yeah, me too. So much. I really have. Asen, this is a safe space. I hope so. Yeah. George Massey, I have that poem in calligraphy framed on my living room wall. Oh, that sounds awesome. I should do that. I love that poem. It's awesome. Judy Chang. Hey there, Judy. My son is an atheist and he's one of the most compassionate people I know. Yeah, that's a really good point to bring up is, you don't necessarily need religion to be a good person. And that was one thing, I'm not knocking religions. I'm just saying in my case that really kind of cut through the cognitive dissonance is when I started to get to know people in the real world, right? That weren't part of my cult, that I was like, wow, they're nicer than the people in my church, they're nicer than my quote best friends. They seem to have it together. The rest of us are losing our minds around us and being like just swallowed up by our own whatever cognitive dissonance, right? And I was like, I guess I want to be more like them. So again, finding my own identity and losing my religion, it helped me. It helped me. Not to quote a song, but I do like that song. Ethan, this poem speaks so much to me. When I cut contact with my mother and I didn't know if my siblings would side with her or stay neutral, I kept my head. Yeah. Yeah. It's not the easiest thing to do because, I was like, this week, I've just been like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I was like, you know what? Take a step back, Marilyn. Just think about what you know, just be true to yourself. And I've been doing that. I've been thinking about it and kind of setting it aside and going and spending time with my kids and my dogs and all my appointments and things. And when it comes down to it, I realized that those, they say those who matter don't mind, and those who mind don't matter. So if someone is trying to get me to be somebody I'm not, or to do something I don't feel comfortable with, or write about, or comfortable with, then maybe they're not really my friends. And it's sad. It's really sad because I get very, very attached to people. I really do. Once I'm your friend, it's really hard to get rid of me. Whether you want to or not. So it's been sad. It's been sad, but I'm still here. I'm still here for anyone that reaches out. Yeah, I'm just me. That's all I can say. All I can say. Kathy Scoggins, there's one good thing about getting old is you learn. Yeah, and as you get old, you start quoting things that your parents used to say, and elders in your life or whatever, grandparents or aunts and uncles, teachers, whatever. And my adopted dad used to say, if I only knew then what I know now, you know? And what they say, something's wasted on the youth. I don't know. Like Duncan's like, oh, I wish I had the energy because he's building a house. He's 65 years old, and I'm always afraid that he's gonna hurt himself. And yesterday he hiked up Mount Greylock, which Kelly Copter can tell you is not a tiny mountain. Hiked up Mount Greylock, and it's pretty cold here now. And he got hot because he was sweaty because he was climbing a mountain. And he ran down something. It's called like it's a very steep incline. It's called the Thunderbolt, and he climbed up it, the Thunderbolt, not using the regular little trail that weaves back and forth, and then went down. And then he jumped in a super cold mountain spring gorge. I was like, do you want to kill yourself? Like, that doesn't make any sense. But he's alive. He's here to talk about it. And yeah, if he was a little younger, he might not have to spend so much time recovering from his things, but hey, he's doing what he loves, and that's all I can ask. But yeah, one good thing about getting old is you learn. I hope he learns not to dive into a really cold thing in October 4th it was. So, Indigo, I think the portion about not letting haters get to you speaks to me. If you know yourself, you can rise above it. Right. Yeah. And that poem is so good. Yeah, I don't have it. I should memorize it. I need to memorize it. I don't want to misquote it because I hate I hate paraphrasing works of art like that. But yeah, the gist of it is definitely right there. T Bride, hi there. I've read that to each one of my daughter's five boys when they were wee wee youngins. Definite trouble source? Yes. Anyone I've met who is an atheist, always compassionate and fair. Pause, Miranda. I've learned this lesson recently after friendship fell apart and someone tried to slander me, but figured if people believe that person, they didn't really know me. Yeah, yeah. And yeah, no one's perfect, I can't. It's like a platitude now. It's like, oh, people just say it all the time, but it's true. It's like, I hope people don't throw me away just because I don't meet all of their expectations, you know. So, Asen, wallowing in negativity triggers me. My mother is one, sees the negative in everything, even in nice gestures towards her. Or my ex-husband gave me the silent treatment for days. I can't stand it. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Lady Victoria, comment, we love your heart. You are okay. We love you. Thank you, Lady Victoria. I appreciate you all. I really do. Just a northern girl. If people are telling you to choose, then they're the ones who lose my trust. Yeah. I think if someone asks you to choose between, and no one's blatantly done that to me. So, like, to be fair, I'm not saying that anyone has done that, but I have said that if it comes to someone, kind of forcing me to choose, then unfortunately they're making the choice for me, because I'm not gonna choose. I'm not gonna choose because someone's, pressuring me. It's not gonna happen. So. Keelan McDonald, this call is based off of fear and negativity, and I am just the opposite. Yeah, I know you are. 100%. Because I know you. I know you. So, Eric Rader, controlled people want to control others. Ignore anyone who wants to control you. Couldn't have said it better. Absolutely. I think that's the bottom line. Be true to yourself. And they weren't worth it. if they're trying to control you, and they throw you aside because they can't, then they're really not worth it. That's how I feel. Jason, at the same time, the aggressive fake positivity, covering up anything problematic for the sake of optics, is totally wrong too. Amen to that. Yeah. And like I always say, life is a balance. Just finding the balance is a lot of the battle, at least for me. Joe McCoy comment: people almost always show their level of maturity. It is telling. They choose to do and say what they do. Lack of self-reflection can be apparent. I hope that some look in the mirror. And yeah, that's a great point. As self-reflection, I think it's important. It really is for me. And I don't always do a good job at it, but I try. I'm trying. Judy Che comment: we are all continually evolving. Yeah, and that's a good point. That's kind of what I got from that whole ship analogy, is having the parts replaced over time. I feel like I have been replacing some of my my thinking and my values and things from the cult over time. I've developed and evolved who I am, and also kind of came back to the roots of who I am, because I think I was born a certain way. I was discouraged from being myself, which is somebody who is kind of demonstrative, likes people, and I'm bubbly, and that was no, you are not supposed to be bubbly in the call. No. And which is crazy, because I was a charismatic charismatic Pentecostal Christian. That's what they call it. Not that I was charismatic in the worldly sense, of the word, but they called it charisma, charismatic Christian fellowships. So yeah, that was discouraged. I even dyed my hair darker to like kind of fit in and fade into the background. So now I realize that I'm not. I am a people person. That's just who I am. Oh. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, Kimberly. Gabaldon. People used to talk about being on the same quote wavelength. Some wavelengths are harmonious together. Others are discordant. I think that one just needs to find their harmony and slide past others. Yeah. Find your own harmony. I like that. Kathy Scoggins: every single person has their own timeline to heal, and there's no rules on healing. Right. We all heal at our own pace, right? Okay. You guys are wow. There's so many comments. I wish I could get to them all, but I want to wind down in the next 15 minutes or so. I think Natalie's going live soon, and I didn't want to make this a long one, but I just wanted to come in and say hi to you all, and just tell you where I'm at. I'm going to put a couple more up. Eric Rader: division is the first step of control. Control is necessary to whip people into a frenzy. The frenzy is necessary to raise money. Wow. Okay. Let me break this down. Division. Yeah, we're seeing that. First step of control. Well, what's the saying? Divide and conquer. Yeah, I can see that. It's it's very confusing and sad. Control is necessary to whip people into a frenzy. Yeah. Frenzy is necessary to raise money. I'm not sure about the money part. I guess I'll get to that and kind of think about it. But the frenzy part, that is a really good point, because I was calling it chaos. I said to my husband last night, I was like, I can't with the chaos. I just, it doesn't feel healthy. All the angry rantings and finger pointing, and I just want it to stop. And the frenzy is necessary to raise money. I can see the point. I can see the point, but I'm not motivated. Personally, I'm not motivated to part with my money in chaos, unless it's like an urgent thing that I believe in. So I guess I could see your point. Frenzy, like people are like urgency, like, oh, you have to give it to this. But I've kind of held back now because I can't afford it. And also I feel like there's other people out there that hopefully can jump in and not constantly asking the same group of people, the same pool of people to be giving money, giving money, because it's there's such thing as fundraising fatigue, and I think we've reached that. We've reached that. Oh. My Sharona, having an open mind and frank discussions are so important. In the end, you might not agree with their view, but you can respect it. 100%. Absolutely 100%. Yes. Sue Herman, in my opinion, looking at the people who have suffered from the hurricane puts this all into perspective. Yeah, absolutely. No matter how terrible something feels or looks at the moment, yeah, there's others that are suffering even more than me, So it really does put it into perspective that there's 600 people that were missing, and it's so heartbreaking. And everybody seems to know somebody. Like, I live in a really small community, and I've seen post after post of people that either knew people or that were traveling from my area that are missing. Or sorry, I get really, when I'm talking about something, really upsetting. It's like, it's so upsetting. It's sad. And I'm fortunate, we're fortunate to not have to deal with that. You know, that's not our experience, but we can be compassionate and have have compassion on people that are suffering. Irish Smart, hi there. I'm open to the possibility that I may be wrong and try to listen to different viewpoints, as one doesn't know what one doesn't know. Exactly. Just keep an open mind. And if you're thinking a certain way, I mean, there's been a lot of shifts in this community, twists and turns. When I first started here, the Aftermath Foundation and all the board members and everything, they were who I really looked to for, you know, guidance and whatever. I saw them as leaders in this whole community, and they still are leaders in their own, in their own group of people. And I think that's fine. I just don't want to see the attacks anymore. And I know I look like the biggest hypocrite in the entire world because I have quote attacked Mike Rinder and Stephanie Hutchinson and all that. I don't have any hate in my heart, and I don't feel like I've tried to just stick with mostly the facts. Like I said yesterday, I did get kind of engaged in the whole parody thing and the making fun of, and I don't want to do that anymore. I don't even I'll say this now. I don't even make fun of David Miscavige's height anymore because somebody in the community brought that up, that they were born. I'm not sure what the correct. I won't say what I don't know the correct term, but that they didn't appreciate. They didn't appreciate people making fun of someone because of their stature, because of their height. So I took that. I take a lot of contrary to what some people think. I do take constructive criticism. I just don't like when people come at me and tell me what to do, or try to handle me, try to guilt me, make me feel bad. That's not my bag. I'm not gonna listen if people do that. Just be respectful. Oh my God. Granny G, that guy racing for the urinal. He's a Russian. I love it. See, they're all jumping in today, James. That's awesome. Terry Morgan, hi there. I appreciate your perspective, Marilyn, and I appreciate the safe space. With other creators, I want to watch their streams, but also have a sense of dread that the live may be filled with hate. Yeah. And I have no animosity towards the other creators, towards the second gens. I love them all. And It doesn't mean that I gel with all of them. It doesn't mean I talk to all of them all the time. I do care about them. It doesn't mean I sign off on everybody's behavior. And it is disturbing. It's sad that some of them are fighting and everything. But even this morning, you've seen people that don't particularly like each other come in and say hi and check in. Sorry, I'm getting emotional. But I want to be that safe space, even for people that hate each other. Um, behind me is my driveway with a porch next to it, and Hef can tell you, Hef and Alan and Kelly can tell you that it's kind of the meeting place. My kids stop by and sit on the porch, and we do some porch drinking. Sometimes it's just coffee, tea, water, whatever, and I don't smoke anymore, but some of them do. So yeah, I want to be that person that people feel comfortable. I want to be approachable. And if I have any advice for anybody, everybody who's involved in this conflict, and from from all sides, there are a lot of people that want to be supportive, that want to help, that genuinely have questions. And if I could give any advice, I got my microphone here. Be approachable. Be approachable. Don't be so damn defensive all the time. Okay. Don't assume everybody's out to get you. Be approachable. Just stop, sit back, think about it. No one's trying to hurt you actively. If they're reaching out to you, don't bite their hand. Don't bite their hand. So that's what I had to say about that. 100%, Raquel. Negativity can have negative effects on your health, such as stress, depression, anxiety, sleep quality, to name a few. 100%. And I've dealt with them all, even recently. Absolutely. All right. I would love to read all of these, but I'm just, for the sake of time, and I don't know, I'm just, I'm really, I feel drained today. Yeah. Justice. If we have such a strong urge to talk about other streamers, can we please focus on the positive qualities instead of the negative ones from now on? Yeah, I agree. I mean, again, there's a balance, right? I don't like negative positivity and just act like everything's great. But at the same time, yeah, just like I said, that nobody's all evil. There's some people right now that I think are stirring up some trouble, that are, doing these exposés. Some of them are super highly educated, very smart. They have a lot to offer. I don't dislike them as people. I just like some of what's going on. Yes. And even people that I'm close to, that I really like, that I consider good friends, I don't sign off on all their behavior. I don't agree with everything they say. And if I need to address it, I'll go to them, and sometimes I'll say it out loud. I do, Irish Smart. My mental health has significantly improved since working on reducing the negativity in my life. There you go. Awesome. And just like back to that little experiment, turned into an experiment, but this lady whose father had been just sitting under all of this, propaganda and rhetoric and negativity for many years. There were many others that came out in that documentary that talked about how, and it was slanted a certain way. So that part I didn't like about it. But the idea of it is that you are what you eat. You are what you consume. You become like the people that you surround yourself with. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. Oh. Powerlize to paralyze. Hey there, my friend. We may be messy at times, but we are healing, and that's what counts. 100%. Yep. Kathy Scoggins. I have to say, at the end of the day, I look at myself in the mirror and ask myself, did I do the best I could do today? And I always answer yes. Well, there you go. That's all you can ask of yourself, right? all you can ask. Indigo says, I think my biggest lessons came from disagreeing with someone and listening to their sources. And sometimes my view shifts and changes. There you go. Yeah. That's a good point. Go to the source. I love that. Atkinson, Texas. Love starting a day with poetry. It relieves anxiety for me. Truly want to try and have a good day. Laugh some. Absolutely. I love that. Stage of Flonase. I've learned so much in my lifetime so far, and I'm far from over learning new things, right? Yeah. Yeah. We're far from it. But yeah. Stage of Flonase never asked me to make a choice. I hear you. Hear you. You definitely got the Riz. It's too early for me to decipher that. Yeah. Oh, CO Belf, I am so sorry. All right, let's talk through this. I don't like to ask people, especially awesome people like Marilyn, to take sides, but the fact is, Rodney ate all my snacks and disrespected my mom. Oh, well, we'll have to have a talk with Rodney. I am very sorry. He's being a real dick, isn't he? Yeah, that sucks. Oh, Riz is what this Gen Z calls charisma. Okay, I get it now. Charisma. I hope it's genuine though, because I think of charisma as like this those snake oil salesmen, like somebody with like a brightly colored tie and is like, have I got a deal for you? Step right up, don't be shy, that kind of person. But yeah, I guess I'm sort of a herder. Like maybe I was a sheepdog in my past life. I just yeah, I want everybody to come together. I just do. Lori Abs, I thought it was about longevity, not chaotic fundraising. Well, you know what? That's a good point to bring up is like how do we define what it's about? Like maybe for some people it is chaotic fundraising, or I won't even say chaotic, but urgent fundraising, whatever. Like if someone, I've done a lot of fundraising in this space, but yeah, I got a little bit tired. I didn't feel like it was sustainable. Constantly doing fundraising, it really isn't sustainable. So yeah, I think having foundations that help people out, if that's what people want to do, I think it's I think personally think it's a good idea. If that's not sustainable, or you get into the thing where people worry about people playing favorites or whatever, I totally get that. I think in that case you'd have to have some guidelines. We have guidelines in my foundation that, well, I wouldn't say foundation, I call it a charity because it's not really a foundation. It's a public charity. So foundations, I always think of private foundations that are like a fund, like a like those old time foundations, is like they give to other smaller charities, but whatever. But yeah, I think it's good to have guidelines, because then no one can accuse you of being, of playing favorites. So that's one thing that could maybe resolve that. Eric Rader, the frenzy induces the us versus them necessary to raise money with little forethought because of fear of loss, and promotes the tribal behavior that will ensure it continues. Yeah. Yeah. Forethought because of fear of loss. Yeah. Yeah, I think everyone needs to just evaluate for themselves what they what they want to support, put money into. It's a yeah, it's an individual decision, and no one should feel pressured. So yeah, I agree with that. Indigo, it's okay to feel emotional. It's an emotional topic. Thank you. It's a northern girl. Congrats on your fight against smoking. Thank you. I'm 15 years smoke free. Oh my God, really? Oh, congratulations. Congratulations. And I hope that someday I can say that too. I'm on 4 months, 4 months and 3 days. So doing okay. It's not it's not easy. It still isn't easy. You get these like triggers. Like I was out last night and um a lot of people I know, my friends were outside smoking and I can go out and talk to them now and not be super tempted, but there is still a part of me is like, yeah, that would be great right now. But I know for me, no such thing as one. No such thing as one drag, one smoke. Then before I know it, I'm buying a pack, which I just physically I can't take it if I want to stick around a little longer. So Kathy Scoggins, I answer yes as a form of self-care so I don't beat myself up because I know I'm not perfect. I'm not sure what the question was, but that sounds reasonable. Sounds reasonable. Who am I missing here? Did I see E in here? I think I did. Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Hey, sweetie. Hey, Alicia. So, graded daughter, healing is messy. Humans are messy. We are all hopefully doing the best we can with what we have, information, intelligence, tools, etc. Right. Absolutely. Yeah, it is messy. And that's all we can do is the best we can do, right? And I don't like this. I don't know. How do I put this? What was the I just have this image in my mind of the story. Is it Gulliver? The big giant? And I just remember in this storybook seeing this big giant and everybody in the is it Lilliput had like all these strings and they were like tying up this giant and he probably deserved it. I can't remember the story, but I don't know. I don't know why they were doing that, but I kind of think I kind of feel like that right now is like there's almost this like mob mentality of let's see who seems to be getting ahead and let's just utterly destroy them. What does that sound like? But these aren't Scientologists doing this mostly. Ex-Scientologists doing this. It's like I can't anymore. And I have gotten caught up in it and I'm not going to get into that mob mentality like, yeah, let's crucify him. Yeah. You know, um, no matter who they are, it's like, what the hell, guys? Just because someone has more subscribers or more successful, you want to bring them down and just like absolutely destroy them? Like they've done nothing good. There's nothing redeemable about them whatsoever. I don't believe that. I don't think it's all black and white. I don't think it should be an us versus them. There's good in everyone, you know? There's good and bad in everyone. You learn to live. You learn to give each other what you need to survive. Together alive, right? Isn't that a song? The Black and White Keys, right? On the piano. I love, yeah, I love Stevie Wonder. He's amazing. And Paul McCartney. Was that Paul McCartney too? I think so. Kathy, there's some beautiful people in here with some wonderful insights. Absolutely. I know I wish I could read all of them. Carol Stewart, I think even us never ends are trying to heal for their stories we've heard from them. We are all healing with them. Yeah. But they had to go through it and I try to give them a boost. Yeah. I love that. That's great. Okay. Asen, I didn't even notice we are sitting here almost 45 minutes. I know it's time flies, right? Oh, thank you, Indigo. I love your bubbly personality. You're giggling. Thank you. I can't help it. That's just me, I guess. I am silly. I'm very silly. What loving deity would punish you for not worshiping them? Yeah, it sounds a little bit narcissistic to me. Definitely. So, the graded daughter, I've had the image in my head and said to someone, I feel like shaking people and just telling them, I want to love and support you. Just accept the love, damn it. I love it. Yes. Yeah. I do that to my dogs. I'm just like, just let me love you. Stop trying to jump down. Stop trying to push me away. All right. I think I'm gonna wind down here. And I see a lot of members in here. Thank you so much to all who are members. I really appreciate it. That's really what keeps my channel going and it helps me be able to keep doing this. And if you can hit the like button or dislike button, whichever suits you is fine with me. And yeah, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. That would be awesome too. And have a great day. And I will see you later. Bye. Xenu, Marlene, everybody partake. Cheers. This is good coffee. This is why, my hubby makes the coffee.